Hey everyone, it's Libby from Meister Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Worimi First Nations people. It's WORIMI, and welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Well, as usual, by the time Monday actually rolls around, goodness me, what I had noted down on Friday, Saturday to read on is just completely blown out of the water with new information that's come out. Oh, goodness me, I desperately need a haircut. I also want to put out there and just have a little discussion with you about um, the energies that's going on in the world at the moment, the trying to rebalance the masculine and feminine, the getting out of kilter, the knee-jerk reactions, etc., that are happening. I just want to point out that it's also happening in personal relationships as well, including my own. My husband is approaching retirement, and he is very much struggling with the fact that I am working. So it's the old, oh, the wife's hobby at home type thing. No, it's a full-time job, even though it is at home at the dining table, and in something that I absolutely love doing. So, yeah, he's just struggling with me not being the stay-at-home mum anymore now that the kids have all grown up. So anyhow, we're just going through a relationship redefining, which happens on a regular basis. And the most important thing is that whether it's happening in your personal life or whether it's happening in the bigger picture of things, is to first of all decide whether it's worth hanging on to the what you've currently got as the foundation. I'm talking tower moment here, deciding whether the foundation of what is going on in your life is really worth hanging on to, whether it's your job, your relationship, the community that you live in. You know, do you leave? Do you stay? Do you fight for what or work through what you where you currently are or what you're currently doing? And also very much take the emotion out of it. This is not a time to get, unless you're coming from a place of love and compassion, not compromise. We're not talking about compromise here, but love and compassion and understanding and empathy. Unless you're coming from those areas, it's time to not delve into the emotions of things, not to knee jerk out of fear or anger or jealousy or frustration or whatever it is. Stay away from the emotions, just be in the factual. And by being in the factual, you actually remove yourself to a degree from the situation. And I'm talking world as well as personal. I'm not saying physically remove, you just emotionally remove, and you can observe and articulate rather than saying things that you might regret. Now, just very quickly as well, so yeah, deep breath. Thank you for my birthday wishes, except that it's not my birthday. What I was talking about the other day was I get done every year with Denise Knight from Denise Knight Divination. That's Knight with a K. My solar returns and then my annual planetary movements. So what I was talking about when I said with my having to remind my boys that time moves differently, that was in the overall solar return of this year of a lesson that I need to learn and some things that I need to remind my guides. This here, this old war, double-sided War and Peace, is my daily planetary movement. Oh boy, don't they have something to say about the current energies that I was just talking about, including the watch your words, as a word out of place or a rash decision can cause heated arguments. But very much, we're going through a period of change, and for me personally, it's from sort of mid-February, which is about now, through to early March. So the next 2.5 weeks. So just be aware of that with the planetary movement as well. So where does one start? Well, the US Air Force Gulfstream landed in Moscow on Thursday, was there for an hour and then took off again. Who was on that Gulfstream, or were they passing information? Interestingly enough, that Vance has took his son to the Germany European leaders meeting, where he made that awful so-called democracy speech, or anti-democracy speech. I had a few associates that reposted it on their social media and rah-rahing about how wonderful he is, and I sort of looked and I went, well, yeah, one in particular from South Africa. If you look at the circle of friends that they go out with all the time, they're, blonde, skinny women or in their 50s types. I'm not saying there's a type, but several of them are from South Africa as well. So were brought up during the apartheid era. Goodness me. Um, and or evangelical, praising RFK getting put in as health secretary. Yeah, I'm just saying, just be aware. Don't let yourself get emotionally upset about it all. We're going through a massive period of change. Interestingly enough, Hexus was photographed during his speech taking a sip of a dark liquid, or not, well, brown liquid, out of a whiskey tumbler. I don't think it was tea. I'm just putting it out there. What else have we got? Oh, goodness, where do I start? Okay, what I want to have a look at first up. Which one do I pick? Okay, French President Macron has called an emergency meeting to take place Monday, French time, European time, after the US excluded Ukraine from its peace negotiations. Why am I feeling that Canada's going to be there as well? Because this is NATO rather than, it's not NATO. Okay, thank you. The UK is going to be there as well. They're not part of the EU anymore. They left the EU alliance. So I'm really feeling this is NATO rather than just EU. So I'm going to have a quick look at that. So let's have a look. This was after Hegseth, who was booed on a military base, I believe, when he visited in Germany, and was it Rubio, the Secretary of State, and Vance were all at that meeting. And I did love the German, and Vance met in Germany with the far-right AfD party, but didn't meet with the Chancellor of Germany, the leader of Germany. Oh, goodness me. So it's just. Now, I watched a TikTok video this morning that I had been sent about. But this current situation has been brewing for the last 20 years with deliberate targeted disinformation causing separation of families and communities through fear and hate and othering and all the rest of it, targeting specific individuals. And the target were boomers, evangelicals, and there was another group and I can't remember what it was. I'm going to say, and white men. I'm going to say that this hasn't been 20 years. This has actually been 40 years in the making, with starting with Reaganism, but it has been exacerbated. And what it is it's uh, external terrorism attacks, bots, social media, Igor in the basement, troll farms, you name it, specifically targeting to cause chaos. Now, the biggest thing you can do to push back against the chaos is not lean into it. Don't lean into the fear. Don't lean into the chaos of it all. And it comes very much to observing, but not diving into the depths emotionally. It doesn't mean you ignore what's going on. Bravo with all of you reporting the Gulf of Mexico as being the correct title. it feels good. It may not mean anything in the long term, but it feels good. But it's very much about picking your battles. That's something all of us can do from our home computer. It's also about joining your local protests, going to your town hall meetings. It doesn't mean that you have to get in any scuffles and fights and argue with MAGAs who are not going to change. They're just not going to change their mind. Apparently, according to this TikTok that I watched, this reel that I watched, a few of them said, "Oh, if Felon 45 killed someone or a few other things, they would change their mind." Well, during COVID, I think a few million died unnecessarily. So, he has killed people. He's a convicted rapist, a felon. He's a convicted conman, money launderer, business fraud. I mean, you're not going to change their mind of who he is by arguing even with facts. It's not going to happen. They have to reach the point. All you're doing is stressing yourself out. Let it go. Be the light, be the example, because all you're doing is stressing yourself out. They need to get to the stage where the secrets are revealed that will bring this to a close. Oh, I'm just looking at these major arcana. We've got the Justice card and we've got a huge, huge announcement coming. So, the find out part of the FAFO. Do not stress about trying to change opinions because you're not going to. They have to actually experience them themselves. Let it go. The white snow owl is coming, which is bringing with it wisdom and change. There are some secrets that are going to be revealed. There is information that is going to come forth. Is this on the world stage, the world card, or is it about bringing closure, bringing an end to this cycle? It's not going to happen overnight, though. We have justice. Your actions have consequences, but justice is coming. Look at these major arcana. And then this is what it was on the bottom after this first one fell out. There is a major announcement that is coming. I'm just going to say, and I'm going to put those back in randomly. And as I open the deck to put them back in randomly, the King of Cups. The calm, diplomatic negotiator, the mature leader coming forth. Right. I don't know whether that's Biden. I don't know whether it's a conglomerate of, and we've got significant endings coming as well. I don't know whether it's a interim government, and I have mentioned several times an interim government, whether it's a coalition of past presidents, excluding Felon 45, or whether it's a military or quite what it is. I do see, and I've been saying this for a long time now, and Susan Lynn mentioned it yesterday in a video about a timeout government for the US. Okay, where do I start? I want to have a look at the energies of this emergency meeting that Emmanuel Macron has called in France for I'm going to say the NATO leaders, because it is beyond the EU. I don't know that Trudeau will be there, but I think a representative will. So come on down. Sorry, 15 minutes of babbling. Come on down. Let's pull some cards. Okay, show me the energies of it. The Seven of Cups. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors that's going on at the moment. There's choices that need to be made, but there is one obvious choice. That is this in the middle. There is one obvious choice that needs to be made out of all the emotional blah blah rhubarb that's going on. Once the once the smoke and mirrors clears, there will be one obvious choice. Now, the other choices include greed and power. And I'll just lift you up slightly. Greed and power and control and vanity, etc. There will be one obvious. Oh, I'm just going to pause you for a second. Now that the dog wanted to go out and I had the laundry door shut. There's a dog door in the laundry. Just checking I'm still recording. Yes, because I wouldn't want to get all the way through and find that I had failed to press the button properly. So yeah, once the emotions get out of the way, there will be one obvious choice, and it will be a choice of strength, compassion, empathy. The energies behind the scenes. Oh, goodness me. I did put it back randomly. Not everything's going to be revealed about the discussions that go on. These are very intuitive, in tune discussions. They are wise discussions. But there's also some secrets that might be coming out during these discussions as well. With the High Priestess, there might be some stuff that is revealed about these alternate emotional dealings that are going on. Okay, the second behind scenes energy is the despair and loss. Now, when I was thinking about what I was going to read on, because I did write down Zelensky and just put a big circle around it on my notepad, just heartbreak at the loss, just emotional despair. The energy I got from Zelensky in regards to this was if he had just been supplied by the EU, by the US, or whomever, what he had asked for in the beginning, this conflict, this invasion would have been over 2.5 years ago. Just despair at the loss that they had to go through and still going through, and despair at the blatant favoritism towards Russia of the US. If you don't think the US administration, not going to say government, but those that are in the administration at the US, if you don't think that they are Russian allies, then please open your eyes and listen to what is being said. Use your eyes and ears. So this is just despair, the emotional despair. However, there are two cups still standing here, and there is this whole tree of light and abundance to be harvested. So yeah, absolutely. Just feeling bereft, feeling emotionally abandoned, but they're not. And as I said, there is this whole tree of life ready to be harvested. Okay, what's coming out of this energy? Okay, restriction, feeling of restriction. Thank you. Feeling of restriction, strategy, feeling restricted by all the elements of strategy of the negotiations that's going on. Every time Ukraine gets the funding that it's been promised. Now, the Republican House held up funding for 6 months, which allowed Russia to gain ground in Ukraine. As soon as that funding actually got through, Biden pushed it through and Ukraine got the funding, they pushed the Russians back. So I'm just saying that there is this despair going on with Zelensky at the moment, that if he just got what he needed, his country got what they needed when they needed it, this would have been over 2.5 years ago. However, what's coming out of this wisdom, these secrets being revealed, is this feeling of being restricted as the strategy conversation continues. However, 5 of Cups, 2 cups still standing, two cups working together. Commitment to work together. So turning away from the despair, letting it go, looking at the 2 cups still standing, and then need to then take advantage of the tree. Okay, 2 very different energies here. Right. The karma hanging over it is about the abuse of power, the bullying, the win at any cost. And now, who pointed this out? Oh, I think it was, I can't remember who pointed it out when they were reading this particular card. You've got 2 figures in the background here that are down. However, this figure here has 5 swords, not just 3. If it was their sword plus the 2 taken from the figures on the ground, he'd have 3. No, he's got 5 swords, which means this is ongoing bullying, ongoing abuse. It's not the first time that they've done it. So this is the karma hanging over at the moment. Conflict of abuse, of bullying, at win at any cost, at betrayal, at deceit, at just ugh. Okay, the second card hanging over is the Knight of Swords, the harsh truth, the reality being presented. And the reality is Russia is literally on its knees. If they do not take the opportunity right now to support Ukraine and back it up, and if you can hear that, that's the dog on the rug giving her back a good scratch. If they don't see the truth of it and make a final push, then this abuse will continue. Okay, the outcome. An offer being made that is not acceptable. What was it, that offer? Give us 50% of your income, plus give some land to Russia, plus just no. An offer being made that is not acceptable. This is a nightmare situation. Absolutely. It didn't have to be, but they've ended up in this nightmare situation. Looking at the situation from a different point of view, and money being shaken out. Ukraine did not ask to be invaded. Felon 45 is trying to sell this as Ukraine was an instigator in this invasion. No, it wasn't. Ukraine was just going about its business, doing its thing. Sorry if I sound cross, because I am cross. I am cross about what is currently going on. I am cross about what has happened in the last 3 years. But they are seeing things differently. You've also got the Wheel of Fortune up here. Times are changing. And the money is potentially coming forth. And we have here my Mark Rutte card, or it can simply be action being decided upon to be taken. On the base, we've got the Justice card, the collective awakening, the call to arms, the inevitability, the wake up klaxon, not just siren, klaxon going, in regards to this Emperor win it my way or the highway, dictatorship energy. This is also one of my Zelensky cards. We've then got feminine energy, because I've actually have in the past, these two have been my Zelensky cards because they are powerful, balanced masculine, feminine energy, bringing forward inspirational information. It's just this one is externally acting, this one is coming from within. So this is action, this is so this is external action, this is internal action. The Queen of Wands, bringing forth the feminine side. Of information. And I think this is Zelensky presenting his side. Gosh, the poor guy must be absolutely exhausted. I actually felt over the weekend that he was in tears in the arms of his wife because of the frustration and the despair and just the load he's been carrying that has been so unnecessary. Okay, we have then the Four of Swords. Now, it can be the wounded in battle and retreating, but it's also internally contemplating strategy from a higher perspective with the stained glass window. Instead of being the Five of Pentacles, which is outside the church, this is inside the church. This is in the inner sanctum, and I'm drawn to the fact that on the curtains there are phoenixes rising from the dust. There is decisions to be made about funding coming from overseas in an attempt to bring this ship into a safe port, and we've got volatile information being brought forward, and we've got the world stage, and that's what's happening on the world stage. I'm going to say surrendering to this. This isn't a defeat card. This is about about messaging, bringing forth, presenting a powerful message, trusting that the boundaries of what has gone before will stand firm, and then we have this new strength, this new opportunity, this new beginning. So, where do I go from there? That's the energies behind the scenes. So, what is the decision going? Is the How do I put this? Out of this meeting, and Zelensky must be tearing his hair apart. What, really? Another meeting? Another discussion? But out of this, world leaders, NATO leaders, excluding the US meeting, I gather Rubio's gone to Saudi Arabia. Out of this meeting in France of these leaders, what will be the outcome? Come on down. What will be the outcome? Strength, new plan, new opportunity, new funding. Despite the weasel, despite the insignificant toadstool, despite the rabbit, strength and support. There will be, I'm just looking at the little weasel or the stoat or whatever it is there. It pales into insignificance. And we know who the weasel is beside the strength. Okay. Gosh. Different order. The second signifier is strengths, unity strengths, harnessing the strengths at the foundation. Crikey. The Justice card. Actions having consequences. Justice bringing a rebalancing. It's the energy that they're ruminating in at the moment. What's going to come out of this? In the past, the false knight presenting an offer. This would have been Felon 45 or whomever it was, putting forward a ceasefire or end the war offer, but unacceptable. It's a false knight. It wasn't going to go anywhere based on emotions. At the top here, we have information being brought forth as the boundaries here, the rules of the past stand firm. So a plan of action being brought forth. Working together, goodness me. Poker shuffled these in several times. Yeah, the immediate future. Negotiations. Is it negotiation or is it working together? It may be bringing an offer forward. I hate to think that it will be a peace negotiation made with Russia. I hate to think that, but it may be, to bring this to an end. Unity and strength. But it may be it may be a breather is what's on offer here. Take the peace deal, have a breather, recover. If they do, Zelensky will walk. Absolutely, he will walk. I won't say Ukraine will walk, but he will walk. Because externally, we've got Russia. Internally, so what's going to happen in this meeting? Taking the higher ground, trying to defend. There will be some that will take the higher ground. The up against this stained glass window, defending against the other messaging that's coming out that's saying they're tired of this war. Tower moment in the hopes and fears. I'm just going to say that even if they come to a peace deal, and even if there is, I'm not even going to say a peace deal, just a forced ceasefire, that it just shifts to guerrilla warfare. Because it will be a solution built on unstable grounds. It's very much like Netanyahu attacking Gaza to claiming that he's going to destroy Hamas. Hamas is not an army. Hamas is an ideology. You cannot bomb into submission an ideology. We've got, is it the mercenary or is it the stable government slowly moving forward, bringing stability? No, I think it's mercenary actions, infighting, conflict, those that are benefiting from this conflict. This is a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call. Got an announcement being made, messaging, money, decision, Two of Swords, decision, but huge announcement coming forward here. Huge announcement that's bringing about a new beginning, an emotional, overwhelming new partnership, and then we've got the King of Swords action, a King of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Fool card. Action and strategy, wisdom and truth, clarity, and a new start. Okay. We've got here the offer being made, the abuse of power, the offer being rejected in regards to the abuse of power. Okay. We've got the decision to be made. It's going to be unexpected. I think it's going to be one of help, actually. Giving and receiving help with the Six of Pentacles to bring this once and for all to an end. An announcement, big action announcement being made, truth being realized, movement forward. Might be some restrictions, or is it just releasing the bonds and stepping out of the restrictions? Seeing things from a different point of view and the money coming forth. This Emperor finding himself under investigation, the snake in the path being exposed, and the Sword of Truth. Well, we've now got all four, I think. Yes, all four aces out there. Yeah, I do have a lot of decks still left. All four aces. Okay, I'm going to grab pendulum just to clarify, because I'm thinking this can go two ways, but I'm thinking about which way it's going to go. I'm just going to bring out slightly so you can see. Sorry, that was me putting my thumb in front of the camera. So you can see it's not me waggling away. I'm going to ask a question, please. Round and round means it's ready for a question. Back and show me yes. Show me yes. Okay, thank you. Show me no. Can you show me no, please? Show me no. Show me no. Right, no is side to side. Okay, can I ask a question, please? So you can see that I'm not waggling away. Can I ask a question, please? Are these heads of countries that are meeting in France, are they going to support Ukraine? Are they going to support Ukraine? Yes. Are they going to force Ukraine into some sort of ceasefire or settlement or end of the war? Are they going to force a ceasefire? Not a ceasefire, a settlement. No. Can I ask a question, please? Do these heads of government realise that if they let Russia get away with this, Russia won't stop? Yep. Wow. Okay. What I'm going to do, I'm going to switch decks. A fresh deck. Okay. Only because I'm feeling so important. This is the rest of the world standing up to Russia and the US. So sorry, this is turning into a very long reading. I want to have a look at, using my Lightseer's Tarot, I'm going to have a look at Zelensky, because if they force him into a ceasefire, into a conceding territory, into giving up. He will just F you and walk away, is what I'm getting. Show me Zelensky going forward. Okay, on the world stage, being seen and heard in regards to those that want to tear him down as in this conflict. Okay, he's going to be seen and heard and applauded for who he is. Contrast between Zelensky and Vance and Hegseth is going to be so apparent to the country's heads of state. But show me, how is Zelensky? What's going to happen with Zelensky in regards to this meeting? What's going to happen? Please, please, please put my bias aside. I would really love to kick some Russian butt, but please, Russia is on the ropes. They've been losing 1,000 men a day, every second day, every time they try and push forward. They've literally wiped out their population from 18 to 50. Show me Zelensky, Vladimir Zelensky. Show me Vladimir Zelensky in regards to this meeting. In France. Show me. Vladimir. I'm feeling, I say nerves in the pit of my stomach, but it's more than nerves, it's just a bundle. Show me. Vladimir Zelensky in regards to this French meeting, right? Sorry, this is a long reading. Right. Two of Swords. A decision needs to be made about which path forward to go. It's time to take the blindfold off and seriously consider the options that are on the table, the truths, the strategies. So yeah, at the moment it is this crossroads moment. He is in this crossroads moment. The King of Cups. This crossroads moment is going to be challenged by an emotionally mature, diplomatic, negotiator, calm leader. So get over the indecision is what I'm getting in regards to that. Now, this is not Zelensky. This is somebody who's on his side. Okay. How's he going to feel? The energy? I think he's going to feel joy. Either that or he's being struck by lightning on a sunny day. But I think he's going to, I think they're going to back us. In the past is the Seven of Pentacles. This is very much about considering, okay, if you think about the traditional Rider-Waite Seven of Pentacles, this is the guy leaning on his hoe, contemplating the bush with the pentacles on it, considering all the options. However, in this particular one, the options have been planted. This is about nurturing the options and new life, new fruit coming out of it, nurturing something new. It's all sort of twined and hardwood and knotted up down here, but here is nurturing something afresh. It's about change. It's about harvesting what um, um, it, it, it's about nurturing and so that one can harvest. Okay. Having this reading, I was checking to make sure there wasn't another one. New beginning. Universe has got your back. It's a new beginning. Faith and hope and new starts. Supportive new starts. Okay. The immediate future. It's about letting go of what has not worked in the past, packing up what is essentially required, and moving on. And I think what's happening here is they're leaving behind certain. What's happening is certain plans, certain statements, certain um, dependencies are going to be left behind. This is not the mountain to die on. This is about leaving behind what is no longer working and only taking with you, with him, the essentials. Now, I don't feel this is him moving on. I feel this is just big change. This is putting aside the reliance on the slow and burdensome yak. Okay. Externally, judgment. Gosh, we had that card come up in the other deck as well. This is about releasing so that the soul spirit can sing. This is about embracing what is really important. Look at these major arcana. Internally, plan coming to fruition. Overseas help. Doesn't need to be over the seas. But this is about looking beyond the borders and a plan coming to fruition. Something unexpected out of left field coming forward in the hopes and fears. Pigs can fly. New page of swords. They're so close to the end of this. New plans, new ideas, new strategies, new agreements is the outcome. I'm just looking at the different energy in these two cards. Not the slow, burdened energy. This is nimble, fresh, new ideas energy, new ways of doing. This is, what have we got? 7 of Cups. Don't let the emotions get in the way of this decision of moving forward. If the emotions get in the way, they will be bogged down. There is an obvious choice of a path forward. But if they get distracted, so new ideas, new opportunities, so close to the ending of this. But if those that are there get distracted by the emotional side of things, they'll get bogged down in this quagmire of snakes and rats and you name it, and bats and etc. There is a clear path forward. So this needs to stay unemotional. It's a nightmare situation with the 5 of Swords. It is about the abuse. Despair in the face of the abuse. There is an opportunity to step into the light and let go of this abuse. But anguish, despair, abuse, because it is a Tower moment. Gosh, same cards, different deck. Tower moment, where they will need to decide at the core fundamental level what is really important, what foundation this needs to be built on, because the current foundation is crumbling before their eyes. The pulsating Russia has brought this to a head because decades of going, oh, yeah, we don't want to make them angry. We'll just give them what they want, let them negotiate a bit, kind of, etc. This is Tower Moment time, where what has on in the past has failed. The Hierophant, the higher sources, the higher authority, deciding what future they want, stepping into their power and taking the steps, which means action needs to be taken to reach this future. Again, I'm actually feeling positive about this. And then we have taking control of the situation. The Emperor can be Russia. Oh no, I'm just not feeling Russia. This is about taking control of the situation. So I am really feeling announcements are going to come. They're going to come quickly. They're going to be amazing. And they're going to bring an ending to what was dark and what was despairing, to step through into the light of a new day, of a new dawn. So I'm just getting, we've got emotional joy here. We've got a treasure chest full of money with the 9 of Cups, and then we've got the movement forward. Work out how you're going to do it as you're bloody well doing it. This is movement forward. This is action. Action. I really feel that these leaders are going to step up big time. Emotionally overwhelming. It's also secrets, but emotionally overwhelming. Despair at what's lost, but something new is on offer here. Need to turn away from what was towards what is, working together to create magic. The cards keep going. Joy, celebration, not getting drawn back into the darkness here. Community working together, legacy. And then we've got this getting on the bike and movement forward. Queen of Cups, the emotional, again, another emotional stability. Not all will be revealed. Stepping into stability, justice. Queen of Swords, putting away the emotions and looking at this to the future logically. And then the Ace of Wands, huge announcement coming of a new beginning. 10 of Swords, letting go and stepping into this new unknown world. Stepping into this new, I could keep going. The cards just keep telling the story. We've got the 7 of Swords, the lying, the stealing, the betrayal, the backstabbing being revealed of those that had sworn to protect, seeing them from a different point of view. So we know who this King of Pentacles is. It's oligarchical, could be Trump, could be Felon 45, could be Musk, whomever it is, seeing from a different point of view, taking a pause time out, but the light is shining behind here, and then deciding they have all that they need at their disposal to manifest the star of hope and healing and hanging on to the dreams. I honestly feel what's going to come out of what's happening in France is support, because I think what's happening is it's going to be a defining moment of do we submit and kowtow and give away our power again, or do we take our power back? And this is really, I'm going to repeat what I said at the start, because this is really reflective of what is happening in our personal lives. Take your power back. Do not give your power away. Doesn't mean you don't compromise, doesn't mean you don't come from a place of compassion and empathy, but this is do not give your power away. Make lists of what you want to achieve for you. Decide what it is that is fundamentally important. A line that cannot be crossed. There are other things that you can compromise on, but at the core value, the line that cannot be crossed. And take your power back. Make the decisions for you and take those decisions. Okay. Whoo-wee, that was intense. I'm going to have a break and hang the washing out. Love to you all. Take care.